Scientists are baffled as alien like creatures begin appearing all over the planet, things that we've never seen before. Scientists have been left baffled at the large number of alien like creatures that have begun appearing in seemingly random places all over the world. In the news recently, there have been numerous reports of mysterious, unidentifiable creatures appearing all over the world, countries all over the planet, and of American Dream reports. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Last week, an extremely bizarre creature that looked like an orc from Lord of the Rings washed up on a shore on the Sinai Peninsula. The gruesome remains of the creature that looked like an orc from Lord of the Rings have been found washed up on the shores of Egypt. Andre Jude, 39, found the mysterious eyeless corpse baring its sharp teeth on a beach at Gabr el Bint in the Sinai Peninsula, and just like in the movie's Monster from Alien, it had two sets of jaws, one within the other, for hunting its prey. I initially thought that the creature was quite small when I first saw it, the photo of it, but the woman that discovered it says it had a head that was bigger than her fist. Miss Jude says she was surprised by how big the creature was, with the head being bigger than her fist. It was gruesome to look at, and she said it reminded me of the reality of death. My initial impression was that it was a being who suffered a rather horrible death. I could not figure out what kind of creature it was. Some are suggesting that this creature could be some sort of an eel, and maybe that's true, but it definitely looks like something out of a science fiction movie. Here in the United States, and at the Amarillo Zoo, are asking for help to identify the mystery creature that was recently photographed by one of their motion-activated cameras. A mysterious image of a strange unidentified creature taken outside of Amarillo Zoo in Texas left city officials and internet users baffled. The city of Amarillo appealed for help after security cameras picked up the unsettling figure apparently walking around the perimeter fence of the zoo in the early hours of May 22nd. The camera that took the image is motion activated and sends an alert to zoo officials when it makes a capture. The model is believed to be a Spy Point Link Micro SLTE. Many news outlets decided to describe the strange figure as a wolf man, and the story quickly went viral on social media. So obviously the being in the photograph is able to walk, so it's entirely possible that it could be a person with a very strange hat. It's important to note that the creature was photographed outside the zoo fence, so that would rule out anyone or anything inside the zoo. Of course, there are many instances of security cameras documenting things that we simply can't explain, and we may never be able to fully explain this incident either, with this thing washing up on the Sinai Peninsula, for example. So there's nothing wrong with that. Often some of the strangest creatures that we encounter come right out of the ocean. Just recently, professional fishermen in Australia caught a truly bizarre creature that's really frightening to look at. Professional fisherman Jason Moyes, who goes by the moniker Trapman, Barramagui on social media, reeled in the mystery monster off the coast of his Barramagui home about 240 miles south of Sydney, and he shared a photo of the beast on social media asking for help to identify it, as both he and the captain of the charter boat had no idea what the fish could be. It appears a mottled pink-gray, something like out of Stranger Things, upside down. Its eyes boggle out outside of the sides of its head, and its huge mouth, which takes up most of its face, contains rows of sharp teeth. The fish can be seen and is to still have the bait fish inside its mouth. One expert says that he thinks it could be an anglerfish, and he might be right. Perhaps all of these sightings are just the result of simple misunderstandings. But we definitely seem to be living in a time when nature itself is going crazy, even as our society as a whole is increasingly is starting to spiral out of control. For instance, in recent days it's been reported that farms in the western US are being ravaged by truly biblical swarms of cannibalistic insects. So now the insects are starting to swarm the farms. And on top of a worsening drought and rising temperatures, farmers across the western third of the United States are battling outbreaks of these cannibalistic insects that are ravaging crops from Nevada to Montana. Officials have spent millions of dollars over the past few years trying to control the explosive swarm of Mormon crickets that are responsible for destroying swathes of crops from Nevada to Montana. Native to North America, the Mormon crickets got their name in the 1800s when these giant insects ruined the fields of Mormon settlers. These insects are not true crickets. They are actually shield-backed, short-winged katydids that resemble fat grasshoppers that cannot fly, according to the University of Nevada, Reno College of Agriculture, Biotechnology, and Natural Resources. That's the really weird story. But this is really happening. So the writer says, when I was growing up, the world around me seemed so stable, so normal, but now really crazy. The things seem to be happening on an almost daily basis. And unfortunately, what we have been through so far is just the beginning. I expect global events to accelerate even more in the months ahead. Many things that would have once been unthinkable will soon be reality. So please leave a link below for you. I'll leave the link below for you. This is by Sean Adel to buy a News Punch. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. And this is the creature that we said. I have no idea. I was a biology major. I have no idea what this thing is. And the head looks a lot bigger than it should be anyway. Who knows where it washed up? Obviously, it washed up from the Red Sea to be coming onto the shores of the Sinai Peninsula where this was found. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.